Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Christian Hanna here today. And today, guys, I want to talk to you about a little film called Slaughterhouse Rock. So when dabbling into Region B Blu-rays, I noticed that this film wasn't the easiest to track down on US, but I see now that I can get it, oddly enough. You know how things are just not available when you want it. But regardless, I picked up this movie from 88 Films, and I want to review it because I really enjoyed Slaughterhouse Rock. This is not a thing just for UK Blu-rays. This is for American Blu-rays too, because they're available. And I want to talk about this film. So in case you haven't seen it, let's get right into it. So Slaughterhouse Rock tells this little tale of this guy who's starting to have these vivid reoccurring nightmares of these people dying at Alcatraz before it was actually a prison. And throughout the movie, he starts having these horrible lucid dreams where he's catching on fire. He's re-seeing all these horrible scenarios. And the film culminates with him and his friends going to Alcatraz to face the ghost of this killer. And what a ride it is. So when I was getting into Slaughterhouse Rock, the first thing I noticed was the name, Slaughterhouse Rock. And it's about this band that was killed there. And, you know, there was some really great 80s style music here. Of course, that was one thing that highly drew me into the film, being a big fan of 80s rock, 80s hair metal, as it were. Some really nice, great tunes, and what a nice little fun experience Slaughterhouse Rock was. You know, one thing I liked about this movie a lot was, while Dream Demon, the last movie I reviewed, had really good scenes in the beginning and really good stuff at the end, in the middle, it kind of leveled out a little bit. Slaughterhouse Rock starts out with an amazingly cool, creepy opening sequence, which I loved, has a great, magnificent ending, but these great sequences in the middle. You know, this, oddly enough, is this next movie I'm reviewing, kind of has that essence of the dreamlike stuff. Obviously, that's a heavy influence from Nightmare on Elm Street going on, because this film came out in 1988. But it certainly was its completely own animal. Did not feel like a Nightmare on Elm Street in any sense, besides the fact that our main character was having some of these lucid dreams that were having serious effects in real life. But Slaughterhouse Rock was this really nice, low-budget horror film that was made well, looked well, acted well, and sounded really, really cool. You know, in terms of the production of this movie, I kind of call it upper tier, lower tier. You know, it's a lower budget horror movie, but it looks really well. The acting's good on it. The picture looks great on it. It's like well-made lower budget movies. I kind of give it kind of like the Dead Pit style. You know, Dead Pit's another one of those movies where it's not a very big budgeted horror movie. It's a late 80s horror movie, but it's acted well, it looks well, it's shot well. Slaughterhouse Rock is like that as well. And I really enjoyed the film. I could clearly see myself revisiting this movie at any drop of a hat. Very fun, very entertaining, which is the most important thing. A very, really nice, entertaining little horror movie. So as I said, the opening sequence was great because you're into this Alcatraz, and you're in this disgusting corridor of like this prison, and the water is like a foot high in there, and all of a sudden you see somebody chained up in the prison, and then you see this beast sloshing through the water, and he's walking over these legitimate dead bodies that are just these skulls sticking out of the water. Really great 80s horror awesomeness. I really don't know how else to put it. I loved it. There was some really great, charming stuff in Slaughterhouse Rock, and like I said, I call it upper tier, lower tier. It's a good low-budget horror movie, and I really couldn't recommend the film enough. I had a great time watching it. Now, as far as this specific 88 Films Blu-ray release, looked fantastic. It's a full 1080p transfer. The audio was great. The music sounded fantastic in it. And like I said, it was just an all-around great movie. Now, this special features doesn't have a whole lot. You know, you got the trailer, interview with Jim Harper, author of Legacy of Blood, reversible sleeve with alternate design on here. But the movie was great. So I definitely recommend renting this film, streaming this film if you can, or buying this Blu-ray if you have a region-free player. I know that there's an American Blu-ray as well, and I saw that was available. I definitely say give it a shot, guys. Slaughterhouse Rock, if you love 80s rock, if you love great, horror practical effects and creepy prisons, I give this movie a solid 7.8, 7.9 out of 10. Really, really fun. Check it out.